Let's travel back to 480 BC for one of history's most famous last stands, Thermopylae.
So the Persian great king Xerxes had a huge army, 100,000 soldiers easy.
And who stood in their way? Just 7,000 Greeks, led by the legendary Spartans.
So, how did we even get here? Why bring an army that big against such a small force?
Well, it all started with payback. See, Xerxes' father, Darius, had been defeated before.
Yep, after that loss at Marathon, Xerxes didn't just get a crown, he got a mission: revenge.
And really, this whole war came down to two very, very different kings.
You had Xerxes, heir to a massive empire, and then Leonidas, a Spartan who wasn't even supposed to be king. They finally met at a bottleneck pass called Thermopylae, the Hot Gates. It was the perfect spot for a defense.
The Greeks had a secret weapon for this terrain, the phalanx, basically a human wall of shields and spears.
And their gear, totally different. The Greek hoplite was basically a walking tank. The Persians, not so much.
For 2 whole days, the Greek strategy was just perfect. They held off every single attack.
They even stopped Xerxes' own elite troops, the Immortals. Imagine that.
It seemed like nothing could break them. So, what went wrong?
It came down to betrayal. A local guy named Ephialtes showed the Persians a secret path.
When Xerxes demanded they surrender, Leonidas gave his now famous reply, "Come and get them."
Leonidas knew they were surrounded, so he made a tough call. He sent most of the army away.
He stayed with his 300 Spartans, but thousands of others bravely decided to stay and fight too.
In the end, the rear guard fell, but their sacrifice wasn't for nothing. It bought the rest of Greece time.
And that time was crucial. It let Athens evacuate and helped set up a huge naval win at Salamis.
The battle's legacy is just massive. It helped forge a Greek identity and inspired the idea of freedom versus tyranny.
It makes you wonder, right? What if those guys had just packed up and left? How different would history be?